All righty. Welcome everyone to our regular Tuesday night Collaborating Connections professional networking Zoom meeting. My name is Dawn Evans Casey, and I'm the leader of the group. Collaborating Connections has been around for the past 7 years, and we are a part of the TTR networking. That stands for To the Rescue Networking. That started out in Central Indiana over 13 years ago. We used to meet in person in satellite groups in Central Indiana, as I mentioned, in different locations. Collaborating Connections was an East Side group, but since COVID, we started to meet via Zoom. And we are continuing that way because it allows us to connect with wonderful professionals from coast to coast throughout the United States and around the world. So if you happen to be listening to the recording of this call, know that if you are interested in joining us one week to share about yourself and your business, or perhaps pursue membership in TTR networking, we would love to meet you. We start out every week talking about our wins and words of gratitude. And in that vein, we get to know each other a little bit better, understand some things about each other, what we've gone through in perhaps the past week or will be coming up soon, and helps us build better relationships with each other. So I am going to open the floor, and anyone who's got words of gratitude or some wins that they would like to share, please just raise a hand. Nicole Williams.
I love how you started with the gratitude, and I'm gonna try and be a little vague, but I want to give a shout out, and you know who you are. There was a very important thing in my oldest daughter's life, and last week, and a couple of dear friends came out to support her. That I didn't tell a lot of people, so if you didn't hear about it, I'm sorry. But it's just I'm so gonna try not to cry. So grateful. So just, we're so much more than just people in a group. We're so much more than coming here to refer somebody to somebody when they make a great connection, and we know each other so well enough that drop of the hat, we just say, hey, Dawn Evans Casey, that's who you want to talk to, or Deanna, that's who, but the energy, I am just so thankful. It's something we talk about where we put it out to the universe, and just thank you. So huge win, and all the way around. So thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Nicole. It is awesome when the great relationships that we're building turn out to be supportive and showing up in our time of need. So congratulations for that. And again, thank you for sharing. Does anyone else have words of gratitude?
So
or
I
wins?
do.
Bobby
it's
Blue. Yeah.
Yes, actually, it's towards CB.
Woohoo! That's fine.
I don't know. Spencer and I don't think have done pictures together professionally in over 10 years, maybe. And we decided ghost pictures with CB was the way to go. And oh my God, I got the pictures yesterday and they are freaking amazing. So CB, I love them absolutely. So thank you for doing those. And you're right, I am going to have way too much fun with it. So I have to say they're worth it. If you guys have the time, connect with him. It literally looks like there's a light pole going through Spencer in one of them. I was dying laughing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. So that, I would say, is my number one gratitude for the week. And then two, hopefully looking forward to Canada and everything that's going to hold the rest of the week. So
Awesome. Awesome. Well, congratulations and safe travels to you.
thank you.
And thank you for sharing with us.
And I'll just jump right on that because I did some ghost pictures on Saturday night. Bobby 3 came out and we had lots of fun with her and Spencer and got a lot of great images. So that's my first win. And then my second win is I have a show coming up in Columbus, Ohio, November 2nd and 3rd. And I've been trying to look for the topic that I was going to speak on. And I figured out what I'm going to work on. And that is talking about how to use visualization to improve your life. And that may be something that, I don't know, maybe next month or whenever it fits topic, I can present here, but it'll probably take about 20-30 minutes. But yeah, it's going to be a neat one because there's all sorts of steps that you can do to help visualize your future and to bring that into reality using your brain. So anyway, I'm going to go get the hair shortened. So I'm going to jump off and I will see you all later.
Oh, thanks for being with us, CB.
Yep.
Thanks
Bye.
for sharing. Wow. And the topic that CB mentioned sounds very interesting. You know, each of us, while we're hard at work day in and day out doing our businesses, our entrepreneurial endeavors, we've got to take time, like CB is planning to do, to show and share our knowledge, demonstrate that we are subject matter experts in what we do from time to time. And that in itself can be a marketing tool, that can be sharing our knowledge and information. It's a golden nugget that we can happily give to others, and just helps again for all of us who are all members of the networking group to know and understand another industry, a particular profession a little bit better, and learn something that we might be able to utilize ourselves as professionals, as consumers. So wonderful, wonderful. Do we have any other wins or words of gratitude? Yes, Deanna.
Sorry, having so much trouble just trying to get my microphone back on.
No problem.
We have had some, we've had some questionable doctor's visit that is very concerning to us. And Saturday I went with Barb, which was the lady that came as a guest a couple weeks back. I went with Barb to an event where they were just explaining all the science and all the stuff behind the ASEA. And one of the experts there suggested that we do a protocol with ASEA, and it was going to be kind of expensive. And just today, Barb sent me a message saying, hey, by the way, I think that if you do this and you do this and you do this and the 20% off, and she helped me compile all of it so that the price came down almost $150 to do the protocol. So I'm really grateful for that and excited about that because it gives us some other options to try to explore before we, you know, look at more serious things. So maybe there's a natural way for us to get David back into shape.
All right. Very good.
So it was pretty exciting to have it come down $150.
Yes. And that came about while you're collaborating with another professional and throwing out ideas on how to get your protocol done and how to do it in a cost-effective way that is useful and beneficial to others. Absolutely wonderful.
So grateful.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Deanna. Do we have any other words of wisdom or wins to share?
I'm just grateful for all of you because when I don't have a voice, you guys fill up the space. There you go. Leave it at that.
Awesome. Awesome. I I agree. I'm grateful that all of you all are here on the Zoom this evening. I always look forward to us getting together on a weekly basis to share some thoughts and ideas, and talk about what we do and who we are, and improve those relationships and keep each other motivated and supported. It's very important. If there are no other wins or words of gratitude, I'm going to now ask Jennifer Johnson, can you give us updates on what's going on with TTR Networking?
Yes, we have a lot going on, guys. We have a lot. Couple things, just, I always would, and I don't do a good job of this, I would direct you to our website and go to the home page and go down, and there's a featured event section. So go to the rescue, all written out, to the rescue, in.com. And down there, there's all the featured events. And we have a lot going on. I think, honestly, though, Hobby 3 is going to probably say later, why did you bring that up if you didn't even put it on the website? But I was rushing around. On Thursday, I'm not sure that this is on that page, though. We have a special speaker for our Leading Edge group. And Dan Curry with Indies IT, who's been with the company. This is his own company, but it's 30 years plus of experience. He's going to be talking about security weaknesses that on your website, cybersecurity stuff, but things that can put your other vendors at risk. So I put it out there. You all should have had it. I am just not sure it's on our website. Unfortunately, I'm not sure. But anyway, but that is Thursday at 11, October 17th. If somebody wants to know how to get to that, I'll be happy to send it. That was just recently added, and I think it'll be recorded, so it's definitely something small business owners need to know about. Hobby 3 would be able to confirm, is there a Bright Ideas show tomorrow, though?
Yes,
Am I?
there is.
Okay. And what is, we are out of town almost. We are out of town. So I have kind of lost track. We actually have a few of our members speaking next month. So I know we're going to be talking about that. But what is tomorrow, Bobby? Do you know?
Gratitude.
Well, that's the one we should all be at. Gratitude.
Yep.
Gratitude. Okay.
And then in November is Heritage.
Heritage. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know Bobby 3 speaking. Not sure. I'm not going to name anybody else. But
Don
there's
is.
somebody I know. I know. I was hoping.
Oh, I am
she
so
might-
promoting that. You know that.
Yes, that's not me. I'm not speaking.
Brian was
that
kind
happens-
enough to move the dates from October to November for me, since
Yeah.
his choices were very limited on what I could do from Canada.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so that is one. So then we go to we
I have
have.
a question. I'm sorry. I have a
You're not allowed to ask
question,
questions.
please.
No question.
As your social media gal, I have a question. So let me see if I understand this correctly. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and the Bright Ideas show, Ryan Henry's with Small Biz.
Yeah.
Small Biz.
Inspire Small.
Inspire Small.
Right,
Yeah.
right, because he changed. Okay, so Inspire Small Biz. Dawn Evans Casey, are you presenting tomorrow? Is
No,
that what you're saying?
I'm
Okay.
presenting in November.
Oh, thank God.
Don and
well
I are both
done.
doing it in November.
Well,
Yeah, so
Dawn.
that's what we were
Okay.
saying. We'll
Well, I
be
heard that
building.
Bobby 3 was going to do November, but I thought that John, okay. Okay, never
No,
mind.
I
Forget
wouldn't
my
have- we
other,
wouldn't have done
as
that.
Seinfeld
Okay,
says, forget the other 3 questions.
forget you heard
Forget the
Nicole's
other
voice
3.
right there.
Okay, thank
okay.
you. Okay.
So, yes, we have that. I do want to make sure that people are really putting some things on their calendar, which I cannot believe it. But we have music happening early November, and we have a big gospel concert on the 2nd, which is just like what, 3 weeks away? I can't believe it. But anyway, check that out. That's on our calendar. The two big events, though, that we have in November, please mark your calendars. First of all, on November 14th, it is on Zoom. You don't have to drive anywhere. You can sit at your computer, log into Zoom, and we have Bobby Free Kilgore, who is going to present on small business HR survival tips. I do like that. All right. And it's an awesome picture. So you need to check it out. That is on our website. And I know it's out all over the place. If you know anybody that is really, just lost when it comes to some of those things. I mean, I've asked Bobby Free a couple of crazy questions, and she's HR everything. So, but you need to have your questions to Bobby Free to make sure they get answered for sure by 11/10/24. So it would be, what would that be, like the weekend before? Right.
But that doesn't mean you can't ask questions
Right.
during either.
Right.
It's just, it
right.
would just make it easier for us to make sure we have everything together. And I was gonna say, if there is no such thing as silly questions or anything like that,
Yeah.
if you're thinking about it, I guarantee you there's somebody else wanting to know. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Nicole.
Can I ask a
Great.
question?
Yeah.
That is so exciting that you're having that, and I had so much fun with the Canva creating the TTR Presents. So thank you. And I was wondering, like, what kind of questions? I mean, that's kind of an ambiguous question,
It is
It's-
anything related to HR, how to handle employees, employment law, how things needs to be set up if you are doing your business so that you're compliant, any of that.
Okay. Thank you.
Like, what do you do if somebody shows up to work and they're stoned and you live in a state that is legal marijuana? Because I get that a lot from
Isn't
my
that a
Michigan
crazy
clients.
So
question?
what could happen, just out of curiosity? Is that something you
Depend-
could share, or
Yeah,
just
it depends on the
interesting?
it depends on the state and
Mhm.
state laws regarding employment specifically.
So like Colorado would be a state like that, right?
So yeah, so Colorado currently does not have any restrictions around what the employer can do as far as recreational marijuana use. Therefore, anybody who gets a drug test that pops some marijuana, they are subject to federal law. Whereas if they have a medical marijuana card, then the employee is required to go through the Americans with Disabilities Act and see if the job falls into a safety position, and then make that decision based on that.
So pretty much they use it like alcohol, alcohol is legal.
Correct.
If you come drunk,
Right.
that's not good. So
Exactly.
thank you. I was just
Yeah.
curious. Thank you.
So yeah, and I told in the email I said to Jennifer, I was like, everything
So-
from employment law to how to tell an employee they stink. That all works.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to tell them they stink. We'll let Bobby Free tell us what to do. Hopefully she'll tell them they stink. Whatever, but that's how it works. So, yeah, and that, I'm glad you pointed that out, Bobby Free, though, the whole idea that, if you've got a question that night, more than likely we can definitely address it that evening as well, right? So, but the other thing is, and I'm gonna mute myself because my daughter just called on the other phone. November 22nd. This is the date. November, it's Friday. November
mom's on the phone, I'm on the phone, so
22nd.
I'll play back about 5
It's
minutes.
all about gratitude. It is our
Okay, bye.
final Fun Friday for 2024. And we're having it at Anchor Health Chiropractic in Noblesville. The address is actually Noblesville. Somebody told me the other day it was Fisher, but I knew it wasn't. And it isn't. And we have Sarah here, one of our members who's now stepped up to be a sponsor. And we also have our global partners, Bobby Reed Kilgore with KPSA. Can't believe I was reading that wrong. KPSK Consulting, Offset House Printing, Robert Bolger, Amy Silverwash, and we have Sarah here. Those are our sponsors. We are networking for secret families of Hamilton County. I made an executive decision, and it is very exciting to be able to do that for our last closing big. If you've not been to a Fun Friday, yes, it's 8 to 10 in the morning, the Friday before Thanksgiving week. So that isn't the day, it's not Black Friday. Believe me, it isn't. It is the prelude to the holiday season for all of us. And I would just put out there that I have this vision that we are doing a gratitude day, and I want to shower as many of our members and guests that come with goodies to take home. So what I want to do is I'm just going to put not a plea, but just kind of a friendly ask, I guess. If you know anybody that would have any kind of, maybe yourself, you would like to sponsor a door prize, you don't have to be a sponsor. I just want to have I've got, there's usually bring door prizes. Kate, Hobby 3's done unbelievable things every time we've had an event. Every time we have on Friday. But I would just say, I would like this gratitude to be that everybody walks out just feeling really loved and happy. And that may sound weird. We're not going to sit around sing Kumbaya or anything like that. But I would just put it out there. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they just said, well, why don't you just ask members for door prizes? And then they get to promote themselves a little, make connections with new people. So I just put it out there. That is where I will leave it. We have December events coming up that are going to be on our calendar very quickly. And I can't believe we're talking December, but there you go. We got a lot of stuff coming up, and our partnership with InspireSmall.biz. We have an event on the 23rd, which is just next Wednesday. I almost forgot that. That is an in-person event, and that is an Office Evolution in Carmel. Please join us. Check the website out for more detail. That's free. Just come and check it out. And then they are also, Inspire Small is also a presenting partner with us for the Fun Friday. And we're going to do something a little different next year. So keep your eyes on our website and all the good stuff that's coming up. So thank you. I know that was a big mouthful, but thank you, everybody.
Oh, thank you. It's all great stuff. And yeah, Hobby 3.
So Jennifer, hopefully Medical Mutts will get back to you and they may end up being a sponsor for us in November.
Well, I did send them, I invited them to attend. They're not sure on the sponsorship for this one, but, and it's really cool. The medical, isn't it just medicalmutts.com or .org?
I think so, yeah.
It's very cool. And we'll let you know more about that. But Medical Mutts, I think there's like therapy dogs.
Yes,
right?
yeah. And they're a nonprofit.
Yeah, so
They
very
rescue
cool.
dogs and train them to be therapy dogs.
Oh, wow.
Very cool. So,
Yeah.
so Puffy 3 made that connection, and I just get really excited when we have those kind of things. Puffy 3 is really good at doing that, but really any of us could be good at it. Just when you're talking to somebody, and maybe Puffy 3 doesn't need a therapy dog right now, but Puffy 3 thought about it, and she probably, I mean, we all have that in our back pocket. Hey, come and join us at Collaborating Connections for
You
a
never
meeting.
know who would need one.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And the other thing I
yeah.
was gonna say was, if anybody wants to sponsor a door prize, I've done this with Ryan for like Business Spotlight, and I get them at Sam's Club because usually can get gift cards for a discount there. But I will also put a flyer that has like my capability statement and what I do for a living in the envelope with the gift card. So whoever wins it knows who I am and what I do along with the gift card. So just a idea out there if anybody wants to do that.
I just, thinking about it, John, really quick. The other day, I was like, how do I give everybody that comes on that Friday something? I'm not saying our sponsors do great things, but I just was like, I just want this to be like Christmas. I want everybody to walk out with something good. And yeah, it's a possible promotional connection for you, no doubt, but yeah, I mean, you could get, I didn't even know you can get a discount at Sam's Club. Good job, Puffy 3. Great way to do it. So thank you. But there we go. We got a lot of stuff coming up. So thank you, everybody.
Oh, thank you. And once again, well, our theme for the month of October is out of the box marketing. And there we just had, an impromptu, a great marketing idea to be shared amongst professionals. Anybody can put together a door prize, a gift box, something of that nature. Definitely you can get it in the hands of a prospective client through our Fun Fridays event. You can advertise the availability of a gift, a package, a door prize, on your own website. So that's definitely an out-of-the-box marketing idea, something that you probably don't do every day or routinely, but another way to reach potential clients and customers and let them know who you are and what you're about. Thanks again for that, Puffy 3. And thank you, Jennifer, for sharing all of those updates. Again, Jennifer shared our website is the wonderful place to go and stay on top of what's happening with TTR networking. Additionally, if you are on social media, TTR networking and collaborating connections are there as well. So look for us on Facebook, on LinkedIn. What other resources of social media do we have, Nicole Williams?
Instagram, and who knows, maybe soon on TikTok, Jennifer, since we have done the Fun Fridays videos, maybe we can kick it up and put it on TikTok. Not right now. Coming soon, maybe.
All right. Sounds good. We're getting out of the box. We're covering all of our bases. So those who are listening and interested, please connect with us. You have a plethora of opportunities of touches that you can stay on top of things with Collaborating Connections and TTR networking. So we do hope to hear from or see you soon. Now we are going to move into our roundtable introductions. And let's see. I'm gonna ask Puffy 3 Kilgore. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I am.
Are
Sorry.
you?
Oh, I've got my husband yapping next to me because we're planning our trip next summer to Europe. And that's turning into a really great trip for us.
Cool. Hey, Spencer. I know I can't see you, but I'm glad
He
to
can't
know
hear
you're
you
there.
either.
Aw.
There's a reason why I wear a headset.
Oh, okay. Well, tell him we said hello.
Don and the team says hi. All right. So I am Pavitra Kilgo, the owner of KPSK Consulting. We are a fractional human resources company that specializes in labor and employment law. We don't just focus on the law, we also do a lot around government agency compliance, federal, state, and local. Because at the end of the day, you are more likely to see a government agency show up at your doorstep than you would a lawsuit, especially in the state of Indiana, where the law requires you to exhaust all administrative remedies before you can even file a lawsuit. Government agencies are focused on small businesses right now. They're hiring more investigators, they're hiring more field investigators, and they're targeting small businesses because they know small businesses don't necessarily have the resources to stay on top of everything that is changing every 5 minutes. So to that end, my goal is to make sure that anybody that is in the business of small business gets to keep their investment, because those government fines are not cheap. Those penalties are horrible. I was talking to a potential client last Friday, and she asked me flat out, she's like, why are a bunch of home health places shutting down? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, DOL shows up and then they're shutting down. I'm like, well, they go back 3 years. So now you got to pay 3 years worth of back wages for misclassification, plus DOL penalties, which is usually 3 times of what you owe the employee. And the only way to get out of it is to declare bankruptcy. So my job is to make sure you keep the money you earn. And that's all I want to do, right? It's your investment, you need to do it. Last thing I will say is, if you're a small business established before December 31st of 2023, you are required to file the beneficial owner information with finson.gov. If you haven't done so, please do it, because come January 1st, it is a $500 fine per day with a maximum of 2 years in jail. So go on finson.gov. It has this lovely chart you can go through that will tell you if you are exempt for any reason, but every business established before December 31st has to be registered by December 31st of this year. If you are registering this year, you have up to 90 days to register. And then starting January 1st of next year, you have 30 days to register once you establish your company. So I am done and off my soapbox. Any questions?
Wow, that is a
You know,
lot.
but that would be a bummer to have to tell your friends and family I'm in jail because I didn't pay or I didn't do the FinCEN thing. So keep reminding us, Bobby 3. There'll probably be people now calling or emailing you at 11:59. What was I supposed to do? Oh my goodness.
I'm not checking
That's
email
old.
on New Year's Eve, guys. You're on your own. I'm just telling you.
I'm just giving myself some, yeah, that's boy, what would we do without her around? All right.
Absolutely. Poppy 3, why was this requirement put into place?
It is the financial fraud, crimes, whatever thing that passed last year. It was actually supposed to go into effect January 1st of this year, until we all had a cow and pushback, like WTF, right? It was too short of a notice for everybody to get compliant. Like they were trying to get everything done in like 45 days. There wasn't enough time to make sure that the community actually knew what is required, what needed to be done. And the reporting that had to go out from certain businesses like QuickBooks, PayPal, Cash App, all of the accounting software that's out there was ridiculous, because if you made over $600 for the year, or it's in their records, they have to report to the government. And that's where you get cross-referenced with what you have registered. And those companies are like, how the hell are we going to get all of that done in 45 days? So with a lot of pushback, it got moved to January 1st of 2025. So realistically, it was supposed to go into effect beginning of this year.
Gotcha. So it sounds like it's not just the government trying to put another onerous responsibility on small business owners, but it's actually kind of verifying or validating that your business is
An actual business.
yes, an actual business, and helps identify you when people are concerned. Can they trust you? You know, are you a, you know, should I go with this big corporation or this big business that might cost more, or go with this, you know, entrepreneurial small business? It helps add validation to your business and who you are.
It's also a way to, I'll say, crack down on cash payments and not issuing W-2 NECs, right? 1099s,
Mhm.
because legally, if you pay somebody over $600 as a company, you are required to send a 1099 NEC because they're required to declare that income in their tax return. And a lot of times, if you're getting paid cash, there's really no record of it. And you forget. I mean, I will be the first one to say, not always do people not report things or do something wrong because they intend to do something wrong. A lot of times it happens because A, they forget, or B, they don't know they need to. And this is a way for the government to come back and say, hey, this one company kept sending you Zelle $200 every month. You technically made $1,200 and you didn't declare any of it on your taxes.
Gotcha.
So it's also a kind of a checks and balances of, are we doing what we're supposed to?
Gotcha. All right.
Yes,
I
Nicole.
have a question. Okay, so you're self-employed and you do the 1099, you're
Mhm.
doing your due diligence.
Mhm.
So, you know, like, how does the government advise people doing the 10? I mean, does the burden of proof lay on your tax person the end of the year? Hey, there's this new law. Or what if, you know, how do we know? How do we find out?
And therein lies the catch-22 of why I exist. It is the government expects small businesses to actually know what is happening and know what they're required to do. And we are really good at telling everybody, hey, go live the American dream, start a business, you can be a multimillionaire, all of these things. And we do an absolute horrible job of providing the resources for businesses to be successful and stay successful.
So if I wanted to, you know, just Google today and say, I want to start a small business, you know, what are some things to look for? What you're telling us will probably not come up. Is that what
It
you're
will come
saying?
up. Yeah. So if you don't do that and you think all you have to do is get a EIN number and you're ready to go, you're SOL.
All right.
So do you guys know that if you have an EIN in the state of Indiana, you're required by law to have a registered agent?
Well,
I don't
you
have
can be
any
your
INs.
registered agent, can't you?
I'll have to look into that. I'm not 100% sure.
So if we use our social security numbers, then, you know,
If you're using your
social,
social security number, you are truly a self-employed. You are not a small business.
right. So
Yeah.
that law would not apply to those with social security numbers.
Correct. It's
Thank
if
you
you
for
have an EIN.
clarifying that. Okay. Not going to jail,
All of
y'all.
the reasons
Not for
why
that.
we need to be on Pavi3's TTR
Thank
Present.
you.
Yep. Thank you, because I just
Thank you for
made some notes
clarifying.
on
That was
putting
pretty
this all
scary
in
for a
there.
minute. Thank
Very
you.
good. Very good. Thank you so much. Yes, Deanna.
How does this apply to the churches and the ministries?
It depends on if you're a solopreneur and or have less than, I believe, 20 employees, there is a requirement. Or if you are a 501(c), you're exempt, otherwise you are required. Again, like I said, if you go on the FinCEN website, there is a flow chart.
The what? The what?
I'll put it in the link. Once you go on the website, it will tell you exactly what you go through, and then it'll tell you if you need to do it or not. Let me make sure I got the website right, because does that help at all? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it is fincen.gov.
Awesome. Do we have any other questions or comments for Pavi 3 Kilgore of KPSK Consulting? All right, thanks so much, Pavi 3. Next, I would like to ask Deanna Moray. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Fortunately, I'm ready because the microphone's already on.
Good.
My name is Deanna Moray, and we have a wellness center called Re-Energized Sanctuary. Everything that we do at the wellness center is in an effort to bring more love into the community and help people think a little bit more carefully about what they eat, what they drink, what they breathe, etc., and how we can live a healthier life and one that has less pain so that we have more love to give. Because people who are in pain often can be harder to love, and people who are in pain sometimes have less love to give because all of their efforts and all of their energy is going towards that pain and the condition that they're in. So that's what we do here. One of the things that we want to make sure and just keep talking about now that we're in the cold and flu season, and everybody's starting to get shut inside, and the meetings are inside and the dinners are inside. Everybody around me seems to be getting colds. Fortunately, I'm not. So one of the things that I want to just remind everybody about is the Fresh Air mobile devices that you can carry on your body, and you just put them around a tag. But not only can you get a personal fresh air, if you're traveling, this device is the one that actually will clean the hotel room that you're in, so that it doesn't. The nice thing about it, I have to tell you this, because there are times that we've gone to a hotel room and, you know, it isn't that it's dirty, but it just doesn't smell good. And I can't figure out why. Have you ever been to, and you're like, okay, the carpet seems relatively clean, but it just smells weird and strange and maybe even a little stinky. The thing about these devices, and the thing about this device that I'll show you right over here. Nope, you can't see it. Anyway, this is the home device. The thing that's so cool about it is that even if we're cooking in the staff kitchen in the sanctuary, nobody in the sanctuary can smell it, because these devices actually attach to all the particles and the molecular particles that are in the air and drop them to the ground. You can't, and the ionic device helps to clear your air so it doesn't even smell anything but clean. So not only do they keep your air clean and keep you healthier, but they also make it smell cleaner, and they smell nice and get rid of all the odors. So that's just one of the things that we do. The other things that we do are ASEA. We're really starting to recognize kind of what we've been overlooking in ASEA in what it does. If somebody couldn't come to the sanctuary, now I realize that one of the best things that I can do is recommend the ASEA because of the way the molecular structure works on it. It's amazing. It actually is telling your cells to behave and reproduce in the way that you did when you were young. So your skin cells, your body cells are starting to reproduce from that DNA, and they're reproducing with instructions like you're young instead of old. And so that's why it's so easy to have ASEA start to help overcome a lot of those things. So ASEA, the sanctuary, we are going to be rolling out, you better keep your ears perked up and posted and check in with us, because we are going to be rolling out some really wonderful holiday specials here at the sanctuary. So we really want to make sure that everybody is taking care of themselves, even though we get so busy in the busy holiday season. A lot of times we forget to take care of ourselves, and that's when we get our colds and flus of our own, because we get worn down and we're thinking about others and we're doing all the others things, which is also beautiful and wonderful. But when we stop taking care of ourselves, then we don't have anything to give. Again, with that, what do you have to give when you don't have your own health to go on? So does anybody have any questions? There's a lot of other things that we also participate in, but I'm just going to keep my presentation short and sweet.
Anybody?
Do you have a place where somebody can find out, like the little personal air freshener cleaning things, is that on your website, Deanna?
I think it is on our website, and if it's not, I'm going to check with Jay tonight and check and make sure that it is. But we're also going to be sending out an email with some more details pretty soon as well, because we're going to have, not only do we have the special on the personal device that's discounted almost $19, but we're also going to be able to offer that with the hotel room, travel size ones as well. And the home one is on discount, almost $200.
Well, I know Nicole's on here, but I would just, not that I would say that she wasn't on it. She can talk more, but we would, the more that we can share your stuff like that. We don't know who's going to see it, but I would just always remind everybody, if you have an event, you have whatever, we don't just post it or special, any kind of thing like that. If we don't just post it on TTR, we do have other places we put things. So all I can say is, I keep thinking, how's the best way to do this? I think it's just what we're doing, resharing. But we have to have it. Sorry, I'm going to quit talking. Dawn, I don't want to talk anymore. But thank you, Deanna.
Thank you, Deanna. Are there any other questions for Deanna Marie?
I have one, if that's okay. Well, it's not really a question. It's just that I want to thank you, Deanna, for all the thought and love and care that y'all put in your products and your services. And when you were talking about wearing that personal device, I can think of, like, I don't want to date me, but 30 years ago-ish, in like an office setting where you literally sit next to people, and God love her, a really nice super lady came in with heavy musk. And I mean, if we had that thing, right, it would clear, or we wouldn't probably smell that, right?
Makes all the difference.
That would
Makes
have been
all
a
the
killing.
difference.
Everybody feel like me, Christmas, let's, now.
But
Wow.
can you see all the people sitting around you saying, why is Nicole smiling? That lady stinks. Why is she smiling? Because she's got her own personal little air freshener. Nobody can see, but what a nice little secret weapon they have. Yeah.
It's
Especially
brilliant.
when you're traveling on the planes or in the hotel rooms, you just want to make sure that you're having a space that's clean. I can't tell you how many people in my circle have come down with COVID in the last 3 weeks.
Wow.
And
that's
these are
nice.
people that
Yep.
aren't going out to big events or anything, and they're coming home and somebody has infected them. And then it's just so hard to get over it. So that's why it's the right season to make sure and do everything you can to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
you.
All right. Thanks again,
Oh,
Deanna.
and
Yep.
Jennifer, I would be happy to donate for one of your baskets. We'll donate the oh my God chocolate kit.
No. Wow.
Well, I didn't even know what to ask you for, but I'm putting it down. Oh my God, chocolate. You're getting Dawn and Nicole both going. Then it must be awesome. All right.
It
So
is.
good.
It's on my Christmas
Yeah,
list.
I
Shoot.
I will reach out to you. But that's exactly, and Deanna, whatever you can do, I'll reach out to you. We're only gone for a day or two. We're gonna be back tomorrow evening. So
Okay.
I'm making my list, but thank you.
All
Thank you,
right.
thank you.
Thanks again, Deanna. Let me see. Next, I would like to invite Nancy Vesley. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Okay, October 15th. Everybody knows what it is. My phone was ringing about 8:03 this morning with someone trying to sell me Medicare. It's open. We got till 12/7. And it started. I haven't watched TV. I'm sure they had a lot of commercials before. I can imagine they've got even more. Medicare is now opened. So I am Nancy Vesley with America Insurance. I help people with their Medicare choices, and I also help ACA under 65 people with ACA or other insurance products to cover their health insurance needs. Like I said, they started calling my house already, so mind you, I've got 3 retirees in the house, so that's probably why they started early. It's like,
Wow.
and it's technically, I can't do it, but other people do it. I don't know how they do it, but legally it's not really right, but nobody catches them. Or they're probably calling from out of the country, I would think, possibly too. But that's what I do. Health insurance is what my little niche in the world is that I really enjoy doing. I enjoy helping people and trying to solve their issues when possible with different health insurance alternatives.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Nancy. Is there anything that pops out to you that's like new or different or a hot topic in health insurance right now that it's open season?
I will say the donut hole, I don't know if you heard of the donut hole before, is now totally gone. So for people on Medicare, $2,000 is their maximum out-of-pocket drug expenditure for the year, period, end of discussion.
Wow.
So that's the new thing. So you have to have someone go through your drug list to make sure you're on the best plan, because they've altered their formularies, all the different insurance carriers, what they're covering, what they're not. So it's a good idea to review it a little bit closer and see what's going. And as a matter of fact, the insurance companies are expecting the most people jumping to different plans this year to get better coverage. I'm not sure what they're basing that on, but judging by the plans I've looked at, it's like they've changed. I mean, what worked for them last year won't work for them this year. So they
Okay.
have to modify. And it's usually related to the drug coverages, what's covered and what's not.
So Nancy,
Uh-huh.
go ahead, somebody else.
No, go ahead, Jennifer.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, Nancy, that the donut hole basically was you would reach a place in your RX coverage or your, and now you're gonna pay everything, right? You were gonna pay everything up to a certain point, and then it would drop off significantly. But right, isn't that kind of what it is?
Yeah.
You would, yeah. But I mean, the fact that they've now gotten rid of that, that's a gigantic. I mean, isn't that a big deal? Isn't that
It's a
really
big deal, but it's causing more problems down the line.
okay?
Like, for instance, if you're working and you're using your employer's coverage,
Yeah,
because your employer's coverage does not have, for 2026, it was going to be an issue. They don't have a $2,000 max on their policy, so they are not considered, I forgot the word they used, comparable. So there's going to be issues in 2026 regarding that lost donut hole. And a lot of insurance and a lot of companies are gonna have to up their insurance game so that they have compliant compared to Medicare. But yeah, it saves people a lot, because I mean, the people I've looked at, they're only spending 3,500 and 3,000 were the two plans I've looked at. And they're both, you know, $2,000 max is a savings for them. And they didn't think but
Right.
once you add up what you actually spend, it's amazing. And it's
That's
only
n-
medical.
Nancy, that is not a requirement for private employers, correct?
It is not a requirement.
It's just a good practice to stay competitive out there if you have a older workforce.
Well, what it is though, is if a lot of times they leave their people that are like over 65 on their own insurance. However, if their insurance is not equal to what Medicare supplies, it's
Okay.
not accepted as insurance.
Got
So
it.
when that employee goes to sign up to Medicare, he'll get penalized like 1% every month that he was on the employer's coverage. So that's where it's gonna come back. So they're
Got
gonna have to probably kick people off earlier if they don't modify their own plan, which I would think would be expensive to companies.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
All righty. Do we have any other questions for Nancy Vesley and with iAmerica Insurance? Thanks again, Nancy.
I have a question per Pavi3. You're the only closest thing to a lawyer I have, but I had done
I have not one, just for the
Well,
record, but keep
there
going.
you go. Here's my problem. I had done a Canva for for my parrot club, and I'd sent it to people to use and to repost. But when they reposted it, they cut off the top, which is where my logo was. Legal? Or I'm thinking they didn't even ask, they just did it and then published it.
What were your directions when you sent it?
I'm just sending the same logo, the same ad I was gonna send out. I would be using when I'm publishing for the club. It's the same thing. It's like, here's the one I'm using. I didn't specifically say, don't rip it apart. I just assumed that leave it as is, and they didn't.
It's gonna be dicey in copyright.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make them go back and fix it? Absolutely. Getting somebody else to do it for you, I don't think it's worth your money. Because on something like that, you're not gonna collect the damages.
Okay.
Because the burden is gonna be on you to prove the damages, and that's just gonna be a very hard threshold.
Mm-hmm.
But you can absolutely send out a notice and say, hey, this is not what I sent for you to post. I would appreciate you going back and posting the original artwork that was sent, and not a modified version, and going forward, do not modify my creations
Okay.
without my written approval,
Okay.
and cut it out before it even starts.
Will
You
do.
might-
Thank you.
You might even, give them the directions on how they can copy and share it so that it doesn't have to be, you don't know whether it was intentional or unintentional. So to
Right.
give them guidance and to be helpful in how they can post it appropriately, including all of your information, might be the best way to go. So they don't feel put upon. They feel like you're giving them some guidance and assistance, and then they're probably happy then to repost and share.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries. I hate we lost Robert Haley in the meantime. I know that he sometimes has to roll off early. So I'll quickly make an introduction on his behalf. Robert Haley is a longtime member of Collaborating Connections, and he is with Old National Bank as a mortgage loan specialist. So if you have any mortgage lending needs or any mortgage financing questions, Robert Haley is an excellent contact with many, many years of mortgage lending experience. So we'll be sure to post his contact information with this recording when we post on Facebook, LinkedIn, and our Collaborating Connections YouTube site. Next, Nicole Williams. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
I'm ready. I am Nicole Williams. I am a social media strategist, and so I might have a little light on what the question you asked, Pavi 3, Nancy. But before I get to that, I just little thing. I'm passionate about helping others, like entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small businesses. Kind of like they come to me because they're like, hey, here's my business Facebook account, what can I do to stand out more, or what can I do, Dawn, to be out of the box? Is there something? I like to think that the clients I'm honored to service, I'm a little bit different than your average social media person because I will go above and beyond. I will go around working hours, usually that's 8 to 5, or whatever, because I'm a good listener. I hear you, I listen to you. You have a need, you have some kind of a deadline. I will do my best to work, come up with some ideas, the information I have, and then share it with you, get your opinion. But it's just really been a blessing. So probably about 4 years. I'm also a blogger. I have thankful single mama is where it all started. And then, some social media, and I have my newest is Thankful social media marketing, because I just love how Jennifer has all this gratitude, there's this energy. And I do think, especially some, not every client I align with, but if you kind of look, I love where your social media tells a story about yourself. It's not going to be like, buy this, buy this, buy this. It's not going to be, you have to put some of yourself in there. Show you're thankful, a tip volunteer. I have one client where she is a realtor, and every month her company, they do a philanthropy, and we get that on there, and the feedback we get is just like, I didn't know you did that. Oh my gosh, and that's helps build relationships, I think, so I've learned. So let me see, there's something else I was going to say. That's where I recognize urgent needs, and I love to just sit. I can talk with y'all on Zoom. We can talk in person, so many different ways. I just love to help people enhance their business, their personal branding, online, where that's consistent, where people recognize you. If there's an event you're having and it comes up every month, they're going to be, you do that enough, they're going to be looking for it. Jennifer, like those fun Fridays, and all that good stuff, and the cheerful chocolate spirit. Miss Dawn, such a blessing. One of my students, and Ms. Nancy and Miss Jennifer, one of my students in my blog class. I so appreciate y'all. But if anybody has any questions, I invite you to please text me, call me. Let's chat. I offer a free consultation. I'd love to do a walkthrough and hear your vision, because I not only listen, but there's so much training I have in what do you call it? Interpersonal communication, where there are like nuggets that people don't even realize, and it's like you're talking to them, and I pick up on that, and I'm like, okay, and it's neat, and we help you build your social media presence. So thank you.
Super awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole.
Yeah.
I know you kind of touched on it, but can you share with the listening audience, the smattering of businesses, types of businesses or industries that you work with?
Okay.
I want people to know how diverse your
you.
knowledge and experience is.
Thank you. Okay. So, I think like TTR networking, which is big networking, Jennifer and Philip. Jennifer, you're in the dark. I think you're still there. I see the beautiful sky, which I'm so thankful for. So if you go to social media, Facebook group, Instagram, you'll see a lot of things that I've helped create, and also others that we post from TTR members to help get them some more traction. So really, I'm not. I joke around. I don't know if this Gumby, if y'all remember Gumby, I'm thinking of Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night, but G-rated. And I just try and be flexible. I try and listen. Anyone that has an idea, if we're aligned and I can help you, I just get so excited. My heart just pounds. But like at realtors, mortgage brokers, writers, authors, and anything from kind of being a ghostwriter. I don't know if y'all heard about ghostwriters, but we kind of take your words and we put it under, we kind of mix it, get it the way you want to be. Any networkers, solopreneurs, mamapreneurs, am I saying that? So really flexible. I mean, churches, I do volunteer for one church, and I have the honor to just come up with ideas. They came up with, what was the one they came up with? Like a garage sale, which was funny. They had an indoor event. They don't really have a garage, but it was in their fellowship hall. And they gave me just like a few facts, right? So from that, I'm like, and I know a little bit about them, because we have a great relationship, but sometimes it's like throwing spaghetti on the wall, but you come with ideas, you just two choices, right? Like you're getting your kiddos dressed when they're little for school. Two choices, this or this, and it's so much fun. And then what comes out is just is just amazing. There's one that we did. We have a new pastor, and we wanted to bring a new presence to him, and I just love it. I just love it. I love it because I was like, how can I do that? And it's like it's a Canva, and Canva, for those who don't know, it's a program that helps you make pictures. The posts that you see pictures, you could put words on there, legitimate, non-free, or if they're free, you've got permission to share it. That's very important because there have been lawsuits. Tabby 3, I know 2 people that one actually had to pay out. So you don't want to just take somebody's stuff, so to help with Nancy's question earlier, it is true. It is true, y'all. So, be careful. You're going to be typing and people are going to say free and you're going to be like, oh, but, something like Canva, Unsplash, those are legit. But anyway, I totally forgot what I was talking about. But anyway, but I'm just so excited. So, and you'll see it. Jennifer has shared it on the TTR page. And I mean, it just represents our new pastor. And to look at that, and my girls are like, oh, you did this, and I'm like, hey, and it just warms my heart because it's him, so anyway, I'm rambling, but thank you. Thank you for asking. I won't turn anybody away. I want to talk to everybody. If it's a good match, we're aligned, you feel I can help you, then, we can definitely move forward.
Thank you
you
so much for sharing, Nicole.
You're
I'm
welcome.
telling you, we have that theme this month, Out of the Box Marketing, and Nicole is an excellent resource if you're considering something new and different, or you're open to something new and different and have no idea what that might be. Certainly, Nicole said she's open to consultation. Reach out to her and share a little bit with her and see what she comes up with for you. Thanks again. Now I know Jennifer Johnson down there, TTR Networking, she said she was done talking but I want to give you the opportunity to
No, go, John. It's good. You go. I'm
you
listening.
sure?
I've already talked enough. Yes. No worries. Thank you.
All righty. Well, let me quickly go over some of our other TTR members who aren't here tonight, and I will introduce myself as well. Robert Bonjour is with Offset Printing, 4th generation family business, does printing projects here in the central Indiana area. So if you have any printing needs, Robert Bonjour. Let's see, we also have Carol Blackman. She is a realtor with eXp Realty. I don't know if she's not here this week. I know that she was going down to Florida because she is licensed to work in both Indiana and Florida. And after we've had this horrible weather touching Florida and our southern coastal, she is down there checking on her place and helping her clients. So if you have any home purchase, home sale needs, have general questions, and want to talk to a knowledgeable individual who can give you good guidance, Carol Blackman is your contact. Jennifer didn't mention, but we've got Philip Johnson, who is there driving her right now, and he is with A&A Solar Wash. They help with both residential and commercial solar panel cleaning. And a lot of people don't even know that the solar panel cleaning is a thing, is a need once you have those installed for your energy efficiency. But indeed it is. And we have a very knowledgeable Philip Johnson with A&A Solar Wash who can tell you all about it. So again, his contact information will be in our alongside the rest of our members when we post this video. CB Bjork was on the call initially and was going to get a haircut. CB has Ascension Photography, and it was mentioned that he's currently doing those ghost photographs. Very creative. Takes a picture of one or more individuals, and the actual effects of the picture make them appear almost spirit-like, which is so much fun and so interesting during this time of year as we prepare for Halloween. So he has talent and experience with all types of photography for special events, weddings, business photography, headshots, real estate. He can do the aerial photography to cover all the views of real estate. So if you have any photography needs, CB Bjork is your guy. And his wife, Catherine Barajas Bjork, is our own TTR Networking crazy red-haired lady. She's a holistic practitioner, a Reiki healer, and a medium, and a pet whisperer. And she also does nails. So anywhere in there, if you have any of areas of need, Catherine, crazy red-haired lady, is a great contact for you. Did I cover everybody else? I think so. You got one more?
Our global partner, Robert, did we talk about?
Yeah, he was the first one I mentioned. Yes.
Never mind.
Well, you know what? I don't think I mentioned that he was a global partner. So
Okay.
both Robert Bonjour and Pavi3 Kilgore are our two current global partners that we adore. Thank you all so much. My name is Dawn Evans Casey. I wear various hats. The first company that I came to TTR Networking with was Spa Travel. I'm a certified travel agent. Love to help my customers and clients have enjoyable, memorable travel experiences. So no matter where you'd like to go or what you'd like to do, how you want to get there, cruises, destination rail, international travel, or domestic, you can stay close, car rentals, tours, excursions, Spa Travel is here to help. Additionally, my husband and I work for Claiming Your Roots, which is a genealogy nonprofit, and we work with multi-generational families, teaching them the basics of how to do their own family history research and how to pull all of that research into a wonderful keepsake that they can continue to build on and pass forward to future generations. knowing where you came from and who you came from does so much to inspire your own self-confidence and self-worth, and gives your whole family something very meaningful to stay connected and engaged around. So anybody who may be interested can follow Claiming Your Roots on Facebook or contact me through our claimingyourroots@gmail.com email. Next, I want to talk about Cheerful Chocolate Spirit, which is my blog. It is on Facebook, and it is all about the love of chocolate. Thanks to the wonderful guidance by master blogger Nicole Williams. I took her course and started sharing my love of chocolate in pictures, in poetry, in stories and quips and recipes. Some very healthy, some kind of decadent, but I love chocolate in all of its forms, and I love to share it. So if you happen to know a chocolate lover and are interested in following the Cheerful Chocolate Spirit, again, that is on Facebook. And there are various logoed items for sale as well with the Cheerful Chocolate Spirit logo that can be purchased. And it's a great time around the holidays. Everybody does so much wonderful, delicious chocolate for Halloween. I am thankful for chocolate for Thanksgiving, as well as Christmas is a great time to give chocolate gifts. So my last one is send out cards that I love to share with everyone, mostly because it allows me to show my gratitude, share gratitude with others, and let my customers, my family members, my friends know how what I think about them and how important they are to me. So even though I have various businesses going, send out cards helps me keep everything organized and up to date and in touch with the important people in my life. It's very easy. I go online. I use the pictures that I pull in from either my own pictures or sources on social media. I use the words that come to mind that are from my heart, not from the store-bought card that may or may not express my sentiments. And I can put that all together. I can even pair a lovely gift depending on what I'd like to share with my intended recipient. Once I set that all up online, Send Out Cards takes care of sending that, putting the postage on it and sending it off. Oftentimes it's a wonderful keepsake when people get something and they read it over and over again, put it on their nightstand, over their fireplace on the mantle, stick it with a magnet on their refrigerator. And it is the type of sentiment that keeps on giving. So Send Out Cards is a great idea. And we're looking forward to the opportunity. Is it this weekend? We're sending or we're sharing a send out.
We haven't actually confirmed that, but tell them we are going to do something, but we haven't. My voice has been a big issue to me lately, guys.
Well,
So,
you keep us posted, Jennifer, and I'll just say, look forward to an opportunity to find out more about Send Out Cards soon. All right.
It's the holidays, guys.
Absolutely. It's a great time to think about utilizing such a wonderful resource like Send Out Cards to share your gratitude and stay in touch with others. I'm going to ask, does anyone have any questions about anything that I've shared?
No, Dawn.
Yep.
You always put yourself last, but I would just say, I think that in this situation, my question for you, and it's always for you, is how do you do all that you do? Is there and it's not like, I mean, I've been to many networking groups that would tell all of us, probably, you can't do all that. And we've all kind of sat around and, not sat around, but we all agree you can't. You can, but is there a key word for you that, and I know you probably have something you want to say before the meeting is over, but do you have one word that or a couple words that you could say? Because you are on top of everything. I mean, if I ask you questions about genealogy right now, you would be able
You're breaking up where
to
I'm.
tell me what you're doing. I ask you about spot
Oh,
travel.
okay.
You could do
Okay.
that.
I didn't jump into all of this at once. So I want to say, I followed my passions. Talking about chocolate is my passion. Getting out and traveling and meeting new people and staying in touch is my passion. The genealogy and family history certainly has become a passion. So I've found a way to manage time to be able to get in, um, foster these things in a way that I'm comfortable with and are able to manage it. And if I still have room and time, I'm happy to add another. But I also want to add, I use wonderful resources as I go. I find out what works, what helps, what cuts down on time. I stay focused on what my mission and goals are for each of my businesses to make sure that I'm able to commit to and complete the things that I desire to do on behalf of myself and my clients. And I do a lot of manifestation. I believe that I can throw that superwoman cape on with the S on my back and things that I endeavor to get done. I can see it in my mind's eye. I see myself in a successful position and I pursue that. So
That's a
is that
great answer. No, you've actually told me that, I think, in other conversations. I think that's a really good point for any of us or anybody that's listening, is that you don't bite it all off at one time. And then you have, you, I don't want to, that every time it's been a part of the, for at least, what, 10 years, because you had to have been. But I just remember, I always know if I have done a question, doesn't matter what area it is, she, I don't know how many conversations I've had with you, and I'm like, how does she even remember what because I don't even remember what I'm talking about half the time. You always know, but it's because what you just said, it's in your mind's eye, and if you have time to talk with me, you with
the communication is important.
you,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Thank you. I know we're cutting out. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no problem. While we are, we're almost at time, but a topic of discussion I wanted to get into was concerning artificial intelligence. And has anybody utilized any type of artificial intelligence to complement their out-of-the-box marketing? So I guess I'll put that thought out there for now, and it's something that we will follow up on next week. But certainly, I'll just say, I have heard of people utilizing artificial intelligence to improve the verbiage of their marketing information, something, there's a message that they'd like to share and they want to make sure that they are communicating it in the most effective way. So they use artificial intelligence doing that. But think about it, and next week, let's have a discussion on what your hesitations are, as well as if anyone has had any successful implementation of artificial intelligence in their marketing efforts. Okay? Thanks again, everybody, for getting on the call tonight and sharing and just building those stronger relationships. Don't forget, if you haven't talked to somebody one-on-one in a while, it might be time to have that one-on-one conversation, just so that you know each other's businesses better, and just to stay in touch and enhance those relationships. But as always, I'm going to encourage you, go forward with the rest of the week, be productive, stay happy, and I hope to see you again next Tuesday night on Collaborating Connections. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.